Okay.
Alright, well, first off, thank all of y'all for making this month's Syndicate meeting. It's pretty exciting. We have a lot of good things to discuss. Right now, we currently have a multitude of different events being ran relatively consistently. Obviously, there's room for improvement there, which we're going to be discussing tonight. But just to kickstart this, let me go ahead and jump straight into the organization as a whole outside of ESO. We are going to be reorganizing to some degree. Right now, we have ESO as our primary syndicate, and then we have 4 additional smaller casual games where we have an established presence. We have Smite, World of Warships, Diablo 3, and Destiny 2. We do have clans within each one of those games, so if you play any of those or all of them, feel free to hit me up, and I will get you who's the point of contact for each one of those, so you can get an in-game invite. In addition to that, we are always looking to get into more games that our membership wants to be a part of. So if there's another game outside of ESO that you play pretty frequently, please bring that up. We actually have a spot on the forums that you can go to just let people know what games you are playing actively, so we can see if it's something that, as a group, we can get into. So, yeah, that's first news of business. And then number 2, we are going to be reorganizing the way that EVS is organized, specifically in terms of ESO. Right now, we have Alpha and Bravo Company. Within each one of those companies, we have 2 platoons, with the exception of Alpha's, it's only 1 platoon. So we have a total of 3 different platoons. Due to real-life issues, we're going to be consolidating we're going to be consolidating Bravo 1st and 2nd platoons into 1 platoon. We're also going to be moving a couple billets around, so that way we can ensure that we are giving you guys the highest quality of content instead of scrambling between multiple different platoons to try to generate content. We can just do it as one big group. Regarding events, just in case you guys don't know, on our forums we do have an event calendar, and on that event calendar, if you click any particular day that you happen to have free time to play, you can see all the events that are scheduled for that day. You can also sign up for the event there. In addition to that, we have event threads on the forums that go into detail of every single event, and you can also sign up on those threads. Our event days, we do something 7 days a week. Monday is our casual and our impromptu night, so pretty much anything and everything goes on Mondays. Tuesday is PvP. Wednesday is an all-night dungeon run, so that's a really good day if you're looking to farm gear or get a certain monster set or anything along those lines. Thursday is PvP. Friday and Saturday are trials. Sunday is another casual and filler night. So obviously with the weekends, people wanting to spend time with their family, which is completely understandable, those days might be a little bit light, but the rest of the week should be rather active. Now, if you happen to have any ideas for any events, you need to get with your squad leaders and your DIs to help you organize those events. Your squad leaders will help you organize actual legitimate signed up for events, like scheduled events, whereas DIs can utilize your ideas to set up a casual day. So if you want to do another fishing event or I don't know, pretty much anything, Sky Shard runs, lore book farming, Moloch ball farming in the sewers, anything like that, bring those up to your DI so they can organize those casual events for y'all. Now, going with the organization of the entire structure within ESO, we do have a couple open billets. Right now, we have some that are being filled, but I will be promoting a couple people today, and so the billet that they're currently filling will become available. Right now, we have multiple recruiting billets open, so if you want to help us recruit for EVS, please bring it up to Killrick or One Dark, V Plague, or myself, and we can have that discussion. DIs, we also have open billets for. Squad leaders for both Alpha and Bravo. The Chief Requisitioner is going to be open. So is the Chief Armor. And we have an Envoy billet open. So if you need information on any of those, or you have any interest in any of them, bring it up to the people that I listed earlier. Now, regarding the leadership changes for Bravo and Alpha Company, so currently we have, the way it's organized is we have a company CO, and then underneath that company CO we have 2 platoon leaders, and underneath them they have an XO, and then underneath them they have squad leaders, however many they need to be efficient and sustainable without burning out the people who are actually running the events and scheduling everything. So we're going to be tweaking that to basically as follows. You're going to have a company CO, followed by an XO, followed by 1 platoon leader, followed by however many squad leaders they need. So the XO position will not be at the platoon level anymore. For Alpha Company, the Alpha Company CO and XO is going to be vacant. The platoon leader is still Salandra, and the squad leaders are going to be Lux and Unstable Mine. For Bravo Company, your Bravo CO is going to be Rez. Bravo XO is going to be Akatosh. Bravo Platoon Leader is going to be Talisman. And you actually have 4 squad leaders. You have Furion, Evil Pop-Tart, Sammy, and Kratos. So between those 7 people, you should have multiple events happening every single day. Well, not every day, but every week. Now, last but not least, well, almost last but not least, we have the website and Discord. For the people that do not know, we are actually in the stages right now of building our own website from the ground up. It's actually coming along pretty quickly, a little bit quicker than was expected. That being said, if you have any ideas or anything you think would be a really cool thing to implement, please bring that up. We actually have a section on our forums as well. You can also get with Rez directly. Right now, it's the best time to bring in all the new ideas because it's easy to implement those instead of waiting for it to be established and then having to fix it or add it later down the road. So if you have any ideas for the website or anything you think would be more efficient or just look better, please bring it up. Regarding Discord, we have noticed that Discord activity has dropped as of late. Keep in mind that Discord activity is still a requirement for EVS. That has not changed. So with that, if you're going to be playing anything really, we'd like you to be in Discord with us. This is a social community, and it's also, the games we're in are all social games. So if you're not social, you're not really going to get a whole hell of a lot out of the community, and you're not really helping it grow or attract new membership. It's a really bad look when we recruit people and there's only 2 people on. And we're telling these recruits that we're active, we're social, so forth, but they're not seeing it with their own eyes. So that's a team effort. We all need to try to be on as much as possible. We have multiple channels you can use. We have, the music channel. If you just don't want to talk to anybody, hop in there. It will mute everybody, and just, listen to music. AFK is another option for you if you don't want to actually be in an open mic channel. Now we have a couple promotions to go through. So for the new members, we do this a little bit differently than probably every other guild that you've been a part of. I'm not in game right now because if I was, I wouldn't be able to read what I need to read. So V, are you in my position right now?
Yep.
Okay. So this is what you need to do. When I call your name, please come forward, stand in front of V, and I will go through the promotion. This is the only RP thing that we do that we do. Once everything's been set to you as an individual, just go back to your spot within the formation. So we have 3 recruits that are up for promotion to full members. Boogerman, Miller EP, and Grongar. If the 3 of you could come up, please.
We're not in there. I'm not in there.
No, that's fine. Whoever is, just come up. If you're not, that's fine. So as everyone knows, we are a little unique in the sense that we have a 2-week recruitment period. Everyone already kind of knows my spiel here, but for those that don't, it's a good time for us to kind of gauge if you're the member that we're looking for, and then it's your time to gauge if we're the type of community / guild you want to be a part of. So, congrats to the 3 of you. Thank you for, wanting to be a part of what we're trying to do here, and welcome to EVS.
Woo!
Yeah. Then we have a couple other regular promotions and a couple billeted promotions. So, Volvic, can you come up, please, if you're there? So, the way that all our ranks are organized, and this will be posted on the forums very, very soon. We have to finish a couple things with it, but so you'll have visibility on all this, is we follow the military, specifically the Marine Corps, rank structure. And so once you're a recruit, a certain time is needed to promote you. It's 2 weeks to a private. Once you get promoted to a private, additional time is needed to promote you to the next level, which is PFC, or private first class. And that continues on and on and on for every single rank. There's a time and grade requirement. Now, once you pick up the 3rd rank, which is Lance Corporal, that's what Volvic currently is. It sort of, and this follows the Army, it sort of splinters, and it goes one of 2 ways. You either become an NCO, so a corporal, which is a billeted position. You have to hold a billet to attain that rank. Or you go the Sentinel route, which is the non-billeted member, who has still put in the time and the effort and the energy into bettering EVS. So Volvic is actually going to be our very first Sentinel promotion. He's equivalent to a corporal, he just doesn't have the billet or the responsibility that a corporal does.
Sorry.
So congratulations to Volvic, and thank you for doing everything you do, man.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Congrats.
Congrats!
Yay! Yay!
Okay, let me get Nordborn, if you're there. Okay, so Nordborn is getting, she is going to be assuming one of our billeted positions. She's actually going to be one of our armorers. So let me touch up on that for a little bit. A lot of y'all may not know how this works. So the guild will craft you training gear at certain level requirements for free, using the guild mats. You don't have to worry about providing materials or anything. We'll craft it up to blue quality for you. After that, the materials, you need to either come up with or do it on your own. Now, the sets for training gear are set, right? And they're the best meta sets for each individual role, right? So we have a tanking set that will craft you for training, DPS set, magic and stamina, and a healing set. So if you're looking for training gear, if you go to the forums, you go down to the armory section, you'll see where it says request training gear. Put that in, it'll take you to a Google document. Fill out the document, and it goes to a back end, our drive, like an Excel spreadsheet we have set up, that our armorers have visibility on. And it literally points out exactly what you're requesting to be crafted. They will then craft you the gear and then mail it to you for free. Now, we also are looking to expand that sort of service into CP160 gear. However, because of how expensive CP160 gear is, we want to make sure that we have the infrastructure in place to where we're getting continuous donations from our requisitioners as well as our membership to be able to sustain giving out free CP160 gear. That's not going to be something that's available to anybody except a full member, just like training gear is not available to. So if you want to be a requisitioner, that's basically what you're helping us do, is you're helping to keep the guild bank stocked. Now, Nordborn is going to be one of our armors, so she will be filling those crafting requests for y'all and sending it to you. So congratulations to Nordborn, and thank you for stepping up and helping the guild out with the billet.
Congrats!
Now, next is going to be J63. Come on up if you're there.
I couldn't get in.
Okay, that's fine. So J63 is in the exact same situation. He's also going to be moving up to a position, and he's going to be assisting Nordborn and divvying up the amount of requests that come in, so one person doesn't do it. So congratulations, Jay. Thank you again.
Yay,
Good.
All right,
Jay.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Is Van Durbin there?
Vanderbane.
Van Durbin. I don't know why I call him Van Durbin.
So do I.
I don't know. Don't question it, Delight. Just go with it. Okay. So Van Durbin, he is going to become one of our new requisitioners. As I mentioned before, it's something that's pretty necessary to what we're trying to do here. We want to be an all-service guild within ESO. We want our membership to consider us like a one-stop shop, right? No matter what you need, we can provide PvE, PvP, crafting, anything and everything. We also want to provide as much of that stuff as we can for free. So we will eventually be expanding into like a trading. We'll have our own trading guild and all that type of stuff as well. And we're not going to have quotas for our members, right? It's all going to come through sales and any donations that they choose to give. So following that sort of idea, we have a billet in place that essentially, as people are questing and doing their own thing, any mats that they farm, they donate a set percentage to the guild bank out of those materials. And they have sort of a farm list that they go for of things we're running low or that we need to be able to continue providing these crafting services to the guild. So Vanderbane is going to be assisting us with helping us farm all those mats. So thank you very much, man. I know it's a lot of time and effort that goes into that, so it is appreciated, and congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah.
Yo, rejoice.
So now I know who to get my materials from.
Then we have Furion and Kratos. If both of you could step up if you're in game. If you're not, that's fine as well. So both of these individuals have a lot of time that they've invested in. So in addition to that, they have the type of character that we're looking for within our leadership. They're selfless, they're amiable, and they want to help people. And so both of these individuals are being promoted up to squad leader within Bravo Company, and their job is going to be to assist all of the members within Bravo Company for getting geared, for learning trials, learning mechanics, helping them increase their DPS parsing, rotations, all that type of stuff. So it takes a patient person sometimes to deal with that kind of job. Not everybody picks everything up really quickly. So thank both of you guys for willing to step up and help us. And congratulations, both of you.
Yay.
Great job. Woohoo.
Alrighty.
All right.
Woohoo.
We only have a couple more. Unstable, are you here by chance? He is. Okay. So Unstable is actually going to be doing a double billeted position. He is currently he's finishing up his training to become a recruiter for us, and he's also going to be assuming the billet of squad leader for Alpha Company. Now, with the recruiting side of it all, his focus is going to be on specifically recruiting Alpha Company members. He's not going to turn away people, but he's going to sort of focus recruit Alpha Company to help build up that presence. And then on the squad leader side, he's going to help teach people PvP mechanics, rotations, builds, help them farm gear if they need it, that kind of thing as well. So a lot of work, and it's definitely appreciated. So thank you, Unstable.
Much appreciated.
Yay! Congrats.
Okay, we have two more. Next is going to be JK. Are you in game?
Yeah.
Okay. So JK, as all of y'all know, is our current chief armorer. He is getting promoted to a different billet, and he's going to be actually promoted to an officer. He is going to be promoted to the supply office, and this is going to open up the billet he previously had as the chief armorer. Now, as the supply officer, for those that don't know, we actually have 4 guild banks that all serve different purposes and have different levels of materials and items within those banks. JK's job is going to be to monitor all 4 banks as well as move items between them as needed, and then pass to the requisitioners what we're running low on. So it's a lot of effort when you have 500 slots in each bank, and we have 4 of them, so that's 2,000 slots that we have to keep monitored and know what our piles are at and all that kind of stuff. So congratulations to JK for becoming an officer within EVS, and then also thank you for everything you do, man. It's definitely been appreciated.
Woohoo! Yay, JK! Good job, JK. Get a shirt. Yay.
Can't afford it.
Alright. Now we have the last one is Enza. If you're in game, buddy, please step up. Now, Enza is our current chief requisitioner. He is going to be promoted to a senior officer in EVS and within the ECO Syndicate. He's going to be promoted to the logistics officer. So his job basically tripled. Previously, he was only responsible for making sure that rec was being completed and that the people that were requisitioners were actually, out donating to the guild and that kind of thing. Now it's expanded to include the armorers, the requisitioners, and the banks. So he's going to oversee that entire section and just make sure that everything's flowing the way it needs to be, needs to go. In addition to that, in the absence of myself, V, or Plague, he is now the most senior officer within EVS. So in our absence, he is essentially acting ESO CO. So it's a pretty big promotion, and it just shows the amount of trust that we have in Enza. So thank you, Enza, for everything you've done, man, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Enza.
I didn't sign on for that, by the way. Didn't do it.
Now, on that note, that pretty much wraps up our syndicate meeting. Before we go, let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen this coming month. So these organization changes that I'm referring to, it's going to happen over the next 2 weeks or so. So we want these changes to go live within the first week of January, after the holidays are done, after people are done getting drunk from New Year's and being with family and all that kind of thing. So when everyone starts settling down and getting back into the game. In the meantime, what I would like to do is I want to set up a January event, like a community event that anybody can go to. We did Cards Against Humanity. We've done Poker Night. We've done we had another game that Akatosh was doing, Diplomacy, I think it's called. So we have these little sort of events that are outside ESL, but things that we can all do, like they're browser based. If any of you have any suggestions for anything like that, please let any of the officers or NCOs know, and we will, once we have a list of like 5, I'll put up a poll on the website and we'll vote, and whichever one gets the most votes is the one we'll do for January. So please participate and bring any ideas you have, anything you think would be fun, sort of drama free, and let people get away from ESO but still be part of a community would be appreciated. On that note, that's all I have. V, do you have anything you'd like to?
Yeah, so really quickly, if you remember last month's meeting, I put out just an idea for everybody to start looking at. We need to create a new guild tabard for ourselves. We have some ideas on paper of people that have submitted. And so I'm going to be placing about 4 different photos in the general chat. And so if you guys go through them, see which one you like, and give a thumbs up to the ones you like. Whatever we get most support of is the tabard we're going to go with. So that'll probably come this evening sometime, but should be up for a while. If you don't see it, just scroll up in general, you'll find it.
Plague, do you have anything you'd like to pass?
Yeah, just real quickly, I can't get into the house because it's all filled up, and I think we're still looking for a space out in the real world there. in game here, so that we all can participate in the meetings and stuff. So if you find any locations that are a little bit off the beaten path that look pretty neat, that could house 20 plus people in a formation, military style formation, let us know so that we can check it out for the next meeting.
Awesome.
And there could be a prize for the
Tell you
person
what,
that comes up with it. So just
Picture of
FYI.
V bare chested. How about that?
I thought you said prize.
That sounds more like punishment.
It sounds like
Do any of the officers or NCOs have any pass?
Yeah, this is Kelrick. I'd like to say something just real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, folks. First of all, really great to see some wonderful participation in this here, and not only that, but the people that are participating in actually making the guild better by the events and things of that nature. So that's wonderful. In regards to the recruiting side, there's been some changes in regards to our process and things like that recently. And so what I'd say is that if anyone is interested in looking at the recruiting side, please get in touch with me. And also those who maybe have been helpful in recruiting in the past, we have updated some of the forms and things, so please take a look at that and get with me also. And lastly, I will be getting a recruiting meeting going at some time in the near future. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything? Okay.
Nope, I'm good.
All right.
One thing real quick. Wanted to say thank you for everybody that's been helping me get Delight outfitted. It's made things a little bit easier. Just wanted to say I appreciate everybody's help.
Awesome.
I doubled that. Thank you.
This is Vanderbilt. I got one thing to add real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so as most of you know, I'm actually transitioning from the Army National Guard to active duty, and that will be, my swear-in is January 3rd. So I wanted to give back to this community, to this syndicate, so that's why I wanted to do the requisitioner position. So I will be, logging on when I can, depending on the training schedule and all that other stuff. So I just want to say thank you again, and you guys are one of the best gaming communities that I've encountered, and I'm happy to call this place home.
We're gonna miss having you around this
Hoorah.
much, hon, but we're proud of you.
It's awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. To close this out so we don't keep people longer than we need to, I want to open it up to sort of an open forum. If you guys, regular members, recruits, anyone, have any sort of ideas or thoughts or comments about anything that's been discussed or stuff that hasn't been discussed, this is your platform. So if there's anything, please just don't interrupt each other, but speak up.
So you mentioned that it's going to be like a multi-gaming community. So could you go over the process of like if you find a game that the community might be interested in, what you do?
Yeah, so that's actually a really good question. So on our forums, I'll have Rez, can you please locate that thread and pin it in the general text channel? On our forums, we have a thread that basically is any new Syndicate ideas that you guys have. So any game that you're playing that offers multiplayer and team-based, objective-based playing is a candidate. Doesn't matter what the genre is. It could be FPSs, strategies, simulations, MMOs, anything and everything. So what you'll do is you'll submit the request on that thread with small little brief explanation as to why you think we should consider bringing this into EVS as a whole. Once we have the request, any person that is interested in that game will comment on the thread. Once we have a certain number of comments on the thread, it goes into our poll. And essentially once we have enough interest, we'll vote on it as a community. And if majority says yes, then we make it a syndicate. Now, the way that the syndicates are organized is we have essentially divisions. Okay, so you have 4 different divisions. Division 1 is the lowest, Division 4 is the highest. And that's sort of progression for each syndicate against each other. So as the syndicates, so as the game guilds, right, increase in activity, membership, so forth, they get moved up to different divisions. Once they hit division, like a higher level division, they get more support from the leadership side. So you'll get forum access, you'll get Discord access, even possibly financial backing for in-game prizes and things like that, based on the overall community within the particular syndicate. So all you have to do, short answer, is submit the idea on the thread, get people to comment saying that they like that idea, and then we vote on it as a community, and as long as we get majority vote, it becomes a syndicate within EVS.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
How is there a size limit of this game? Are we talking about little small games to a specific size of a game and say that's the largest that we can accept?
When you say sizes, are you referring to
the megabytes size of a game?
Oh no, I mean I don't care. If people want to play it, then they have the system. So.
Okay.
Yeah, no. But in order for it to become like a legitimate syndicate within the community, it needs to have a player base, right? So we have to have a certain number of people within EVS that want to play the game, and then we will provide the support to make it a thing, essentially. Does that answer your question, Andrew?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any more questions, comments? Crickets? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for your time, and remember we do this thing once a month, so the next one will be on the first Friday of well, hell, we just did we basically the next one will be on February. Okay, let's just do that. Next one will be on February.